Okay, everybody, hi. We'll do a live charter trip here, pretend charter trip from Provo, Utah to Afton, Wyoming. Not a very far trip at all. Just wanted to go through another live trip and talk through stuff. So the Citation 10 was just updated today. I really haven't read through all this stuff, but I know one of the new updates is the digital wingtips. The wingtip version, winglet version, you now get the LED version of lighting, which is kind of hard to see during the day, but there it is. Very modernized. That's one of the new features, amongst other things. Many other stuff, but I'm not really getting into that because I haven't read it. I just want to fly it. I heard there's some new sounds, new behavioral characteristics and whatnot. So we have the flight plan set up to Afton, Wyoming. Flight plan 36 off Provo, and I need to do an arrival in there to Afton, so flight plan, let's see, procedures, this FMS is different than what I'm used to in real life. Alright, so arrival, runway, the winds are north according to the ASOS, gusting to 20, so it's going to be 3-4, it's live weather, it's a beautiful day as usual for out in the Rockies. And runway 34, we'll activate that. Flight plan, we can see it up to 34. We'll just go direct to the new runway 34 up in Afton. It's 148 nautical miles, should be pretty quick. And away we go. Let's see. Flaps are 15. The speeds have been set for that. And my brake should be off. Trim is set as well, so let's rip out for taxi here. Okay, here we go. Absolutely a work of art she is. Yes, indeed, this airplane is amazing. We have this and the Learjet 35A as the most prolific corporate jets ever for the Microsoft Flightsim franchise, out and available now. Let's go ahead and arm the auto throttle as well. It's armed. The auto throttle will carry 170 knots, is the FMS programmed speed. Takeoff N1 today with the conditions show up as 84.7. Check the reversers, and they're working good. Our slats are down, and passengers look okay. These views you see me cycling through are the 9 hotkey views everybody can program. Control-Alt-1, Control-Alt-2 through 0 to set your view, and then assign a joystick press button to those through the control interface. Alright, we're approaching the active runway. We'll do a FATS check as I do in real life. That's flaps, air brakes, trims, and speed. Flaps are 15, indicating 15. Air brakes are stowed. That's flaps, air brakes, trims are set, and speeds are loaded. We'll climb to 17,000 initially, and I will switch transmission over to tower. I use a really neat little program, FS ATC chatter, but I don't want to have it loud because I'm trying to talk to you guys. Normally, when I fly alone, I have it pretty loud. Alright, here's a beautiful view there. Gonna grab a quick screenshot. Might turn that into my thumbnail. Alright, let's see, all the lights are on, strobes are coming on, landing lights, taxi lights are on, and ready to go. Look at that, all lit up. Love the sounds on this jet. People have heard me do reviews on this thing. It is amazing. Sound quality, just intense. Now we're lined up, brakes are set, and we've been clear for takeoff. Auto throttle will take over once we advance power up for takeoff. Here we go. The FADEC to the wall. FADEC will take over. There it is. Power is set at 84. Airspeed's alive quickly through 80. V1, rotate V2. Positive rate, gear up. Now we'll take a heading straight ahead. Heading, yaw damp on. Just like we do in the real jet that I fly, a Citation product as well. Oops, a little bit steep on the climb here. Get that nose down, everybody. Don't touch a thing, don't stall, certainly, that would be dumb. Keeping my flaps and slats down because of that speed. We are at climb thrust now. You see, it set itself there, at climb thrust. Because we gave ourselves a vertical and or a heading mode, we'll switch it to climb thrust in the Citation jet series. Small and large. This is large, I fly a smaller latitude, but it does the same thing. Alright, one flap away here, we'll go to 5. I don't really want to throttle back yet this much. My speed has now gone to 210 knots, is the next speed segment that we would fly. Auto throttle has put me back to climb thrust. That's good. Slats and flaps coming up. It says speed is now altitude limited, so 250 knots is the predicated speed. These are all new features in the latest update, a little more accurate. Climb thrust is at 86. Alright, slats and flaps are up at 0. Let's lower the nose a bit and help it build up some speed. Just checking out the new update as well, kind of here as I go along. It just came out today. Here's the range out there. We're climbing at 5,000 feet a minute right now. 4,400, so we are brisk, certainly brisk. Lower the nose and build up a little more speed. I feel like it's a little sluggish though, I don't know. That was one of the things they're supposed to fix. It climbed a little too sluggish before. Maybe my slats are down. Nope, they're not. I'm just feeling like she's a little sluggish. Well, I don't know, these are initial observations on my end. We are climbing fast though. I don't know. I feel like she's just flying a little sluggish. I'll have to see what people say and what they think about it. That was something that was supposed to be worked on, actually. Apparently it was climbing too sluggish. This one seems to be a little sluggish for me. My speed is at 86.4 on the RPM, which shows what it should be at climb thrust. So we have met our climb thrust parameter. Well, we are climbing at 6,000 feet a minute, however, so why don't I get the nose down a little bit better and target that 300 knots is now the average forward climb speed. I'm just enjoying hand flying it so far. but I'm gonna throw the autopilot on, and give it a nav up here. Boom, and a level change. Boom. So it'll target 300 knots in the climb. Now if you want to change that, you can just by going over here and going into the manual mode. When you're in manual mode, now you can set that speed any way you want. So if I want to hustle up, I'll bring the level change back to right about there, 253 knots or so. That'll give me a rapid climb rate. I don't know if I put autopilot is. There it is. Autopilot is on again. I don't know why I didn't think it was, but I got to sync my pitch trim. I don't know. It didn't sync right well, but she's in roll mode. Come on, let's go to nav. All right, go back to heading for now. If the plane doesn't do what you want to do, use heading. And I'm going to go direct to runway 34 again. Center that bug and go back to heading mode. There we go. 1 to go, 16 for 17,000. I don't throttle back so soon. That's weird. That shouldn't have happened. I have not even leveled off yet. Well, it just came out of the maintenance shop. Maybe some things are a little bit goofy. Let's see. Alright, let's increase speed then. Let's get some cruise out of this. Whoom! Just ramp that right up to 330 indicated knots and let her rip. Here, 17,000 feet. We have about 130 miles to go to Afton Airport. We could go a little higher. I'm going to climb and maintain flight level 230 and hit level change. There we go, right at my present speed, and see how she does in the climb now. Beautiful. Hustling on up. Right up to flight level 230 we go. Checking around the cockpit, make sure there's nothing we forgot. I'm obviously not using a real checklist, but poop on me for that anyway. Landing lights can be off right now. And it looks like we should have some windshield heat on. That's normal for jets, so throw that on. Windshield air on as well. And I don't know if we're going through any ice. Pitot heats are already on. The clouds are okay. Temperature is 4 rats, so we're good enough. I don't see any clouds to be concerned about. A few little ones up ahead, but nothing too severe. Estimated time en route is 19 minutes. I usually don't do live long flights. I like to keep fast with no fluff here. You can watch long flights with other people, but I've started this thing. It's so relaxing and nice. I wanted to go 22 for 23. I'm not really sure if everybody wants full-time flights or not. If they can learn things from me, that'd be great. I love to teach and be an instructor. Bring that speed up here. Let's get this thing up there, man. 330 indicated at least. And I want to get that true airspeed up high. True airspeed is only 384 now, so we're going to get that up there real quick on this mighty Citation 10, because it is indeed very, very mighty. And while she's accelerating, let's just make sure the passengers are all set. Open the door, blah, blah, blah. I think, let's see what they want. Anybody want a cup of coffee or wine? That's what we do in real life. We have to serve everybody. Let's see whatever you want to give them. Pretty nice stuff here. Snacks are available. from your little gizmo over here, you can serve them. This is really neat too. Cabin layouts, you can throw out a box lunch. And then go out and look what's there. Oh, I guess you got to put the table out first, and then you can do the box lunch. Put the table out, and then go over to box lunch. On and off. Let's see. Off, on. Everybody get their food yet? Oh, she did. Yeah, they did, indeed. Well, that's pretty good. Some grilled cheese sandwiches. All right. Not too much time to eat here. We are going to be on the ground in 14 minutes. Now we're at 330 knots. Our true airspeed is 464, so we're exceeding that 500 mile an hour speed quite easily here at low altitude even. There's even a little bit more room to squeeze out of it. Why not climb and go to the barber pole? Most of us real jet pilots do fly at redline if we can. A little bit more wind noise in here. Service update 3 that came out has been phenomenal for me. I've been very happy not to have any runway stutters or jams or jitters anymore. Don't want to jinx it, but takeoff has been very smooth. Also, even taxiing around airports and even landing. And I am in a rural area, but still I've noticed an improvement with big airports as well. Alright, we are 350 indicated 7.8 true airspeed over here, showing 489, 490, so that's 570 miles an hour. We are screaming without any tailwind push. This is just because this is a very fast jet. And it's louder inside as it should, ramming 350 knots into your glass. That's the difference between, that's an indicated airspeed, is the actual speed of the ramming air at 350 knots, smashing your windshield. If you were to put your hands outside, that's what you would feel. But, so 350 knots is a pretty loud and high indicated airspeed. Most jets indicate a lot lower than this. 320 is typical, or even 300 for an Airbus, 320-ish, or even a Citation Latitude I fly, which travels at about Airbus speeds, 7.8 maximum Mach, 300 indicated. So and when you're up high in the 40s, you're indicating in the 250 knot range. It's very quiet. All right, Afton, Wyoming is 82 miles ahead. Here's a little technique. When do you start a descent in a jet then? So this is becoming more of a lesson than I thought. When do you start a descent? Well, it's very simple. In a jet, or any aircraft for that matter, 8 times 3 is 27. So we should be at 27,000 feet right now, and we are at 23. So we're low on the curve. We still don't have to descend yet. We are low on the profile. 6 times 3 is 18,000. 6 times 3 is 18. 6 times 4 is 24,000. So at about 60 nautical miles, we should be on our way down. So 60 nautical miles on the way down. And top of descent shows that as well. So it's just a little math. No matter what altitude you're at, the distance you're at, you'll know how high you should be, where you should be. Very simple. If you are 100 nautical miles from a destination in a jet, you should now be at 30,000 foot level. If you're at 200 nautical miles, well, you can be at full cruise altitude. If you're at 50 nautical miles, 50 times 3 is 15, so 5 times 3 is 15. You should be at 15,000 well into your lower descent range already. I have not been to Afton, Wyoming in Flightsim ever, or in real life. But I know jets go. There's a 7,000 foot runway by 75. So a little narrow, but plenty long for jets. Nine minutes to go. Well, I guess I'll just keep on this, going on this here trip with you guys. big lake coming up in view. I look at ForeFlight near me that is called Bear Lake at about 6,000 feet in elevation. We're getting close enough. We're 6 times 3, 18,000 feet. We definitely should start our way down now. So I am now too high. So let's get this tight down. And go into a vertical speed mode. I have keys set on my keyboard for all this action. And here we go. We're going to start throttling back as well. And here comes a little overspeed. There we go. Love the sound of those engines throttling back. And we'll keep that vertical speed coming down, maybe 3,000 feet a minute. We are 59 nautical miles away. I'll just get the speed back up a touch. I don't have to drop it too low yet. We're going to land north on a visual approach. Let's get some speeds in. Alright, arrival was set for 3-4. We already activated it, so I'm not that familiar. This box is a little different than the one I fly with in real life. Let's see, back over here. B speeds, landing speeds, lock them in, bang, bang. One ref is 143 today at this weight. Alright, 52 miles from the visual approach point, 5-mile final. Should be at 15,000 feet. We're almost, but once again, that's above the ground. You have to realize that, so. Or above elevation, so we're a little bit low because the ground already starts at 6,000. So that's why the top of descent's way out there. So I'm going to start to decrease my descent rate very much. Let's decrease it all the way to 500 feet a minute. I don't need to be descending this low. My mental math just shows me that. I'm going to accelerate just a little bit again. A little more speed out of this thing. And this is probably the most complete jet educational lesson I've given that, I guess, on jet flying here. 7 more minutes to go. Hope you guys enjoy these videos. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to entertain and educate. Feedback is very important since I'm new to all this YouTube stuff. I really do appreciate all the comments everybody's been getting. They've been great, and I really keep on wanting to answer each and every one of you. You know, you can hear a little gusty wind action going on out there. I can see it in real life. You can hear it on the cockpit windows as well. Definitely some gusty winds. It's changing by up to 10 to 15, 20 knots. It's a little bit of shear going on, a little bit of wind action. Live weather in this simulator is quite stunning. It really is. A little bit of a build-up up here. I don't know if that's creating anything at all. I don't have the weather radar on right now, but curious about that anyway. Maybe we'll get a little bump going through it. Time to throw the landing lights back on again. Autothrottle's doing its thing. Time to get down a little lower now. I can just feel it in my bones, and I know from being experienced for all these years, I gotta get down. It is getting close. We're only 30, we should be 9,000 above the ground. Let's throttle back for turbulence, 250 knots maybe, in case I hit any on the way down, but it's time to start slowing and configuring, so let's throw in a little speed brakes here. A little speed brake action, and I'm gonna keep that throttle coming back. 250 knots is good enough. Wing action of speed brakes was just out a second ago. Throw in some more speed brake again. Wyoming is ahead in the valley. Right ahead there. Anyway, speed brakes off. Let's continue the descent. Wait, we still are going 2,300 feet a minute. Love the sound of those engines winding down. Screenshot there for some stuff. All right, everybody, right before landing, we're going to get rid of the food, so the lunches must go away. And they're gone. Stow the tables. Here we go, everybody. Thank you. Get ready for landing. We'll be landing soon. That's what we do. We just lean back and shout most of the time to people. Or use a PA system to sound official. I do that often. We are now 25 miles from our magical point here. One to go. On the flight plan, the visual descent point is about 7,800. I'll throw that in the ASAL 7,800. That's close enough. Seems like it wants to give me a glide, a VNAV path there. Indeed, I could just go ahead and throw in a VNAV path, VNAV it, with a path. Top of descent is up there, so we're already plenty low. I'm gonna stop looking back there. I'm just trying to get my my camera's acting goofy. All right, there it is. I think we're going to be too low. I'm going to lock altitude right here. Hit altitude, hold. And autothrottle should keep up. I think we got to cross a ridge here. I'm looking at a map. Definitely feel like I need to cross this ridge up ahead. Because we are getting low. But we're visual today, so that's okay. There we go. So I did get too low on the slope. 18 miles out before the touchdown. Terrain looks fine still. It should be in terrain mode. I believe it is. Yes, terrain is on. Afton is non-controlled, so I will go into the ATC chatter and go to Unicom and just listen to that. I don't want to interrupt what we're doing, but it is a neat thing. Okay, we are getting pretty low, but that's okay. Nothing too scary. We're just zooming over the local terrain here. Clearly, the airport is going to be right over this ridge. And I am looking at it on the sectional chart next to me. Tops of the train approach 8,800 feet out here. Let's see what else there is that's interesting around here. Well, we got windshields on, all that. Pressurization is being held good on its own there. cabin temps. Maybe it's a little warm. Don't need any panel lighting yet. Ground lights are on. Safety belts are still on, of course. Tail flood, we don't need that yet. Any skid is normal, that's good. And all the heats are off right there except for the windshield heat. Whoa, some nice terrain there to buzz right over. It's very pretty. Good thing we canceled IFR earlier, I guess. Now we should see the airport very, very soon here. Once I see it, I'll cancel autopilot and hand fly like I like to do in real life, certainly. And I think I have the airport inside. Autopilot off. And autothrottle is going to come off as well. So I want to be in charge of everything there. Alright, we'll predicate about 170 knots in the selected window. That's a good speed to start slowing to at this time. Notice we still have a glide path going on here. So I certainly will take the glide path option and dial my altitude down to the 0 just to get a good VNAV going. There we go, VNAV path, I want to keep it active. And lateral mode is still engaged. Okay, I gotta hit some speed brakes here, full brakes. I see the runway up ahead. Flaps 1. Flaps 2, cancel speed brakes. And we're gonna go gear down in a second. There we are. A little windy still, bobbing around, I can feel it. Little thrusts coming in and gear down. See the runway up ahead, there it is. Well, right between the engines, but anyway, there you got the runway is dead ahead. Full flaps. And don't get too low, stay on the glide slope, here we go. Runway dead ahead. Glide slope was working beautifully, the VNAV is working beautifully, it shows it right there, I love it. Narrow runway, so it looks like we're a little high. Onshore, final gear down 3, green, no red, yacht amp is off. Landing lights are on. Yeah, it's glide slope. I'm getting rid of that flight director, it looks bizarre. We are way too low, so I don't know about that VNAV path yet, but my ref speed was 100 I don't know, it was higher than this, so increasing power. Low and slow, not a good spot to be in. Here we go, a lot of drag, high altitude runway and all that jazz. Feels about right. We are good speed now, but my power's up pretty dang high. Woo-wee! Waking up past that house, alright. Short final. Power comes off about here. Idle. Touchdown, speed brakes, reverse, engaged, full reverse, 90, add some foot brakes, 80, 70, and come out. Nice smooth runway, good shape here, good runway shape and condition. Alright, we came to a stop. Alright, here we are. Afton, Wyoming in live time, pretty cool. Haven't really done one of these flights in a long time. Speed brakes, flaps. Light strobes can be off now. Beautiful area to be. I still like default airports. They look great. This one looks great as well. Nothing funny here to see at all. It looks very nice. Of course, we see a car on the taxiway up ahead. Ah, of course, this looks so ridiculous. I just have to look away for a minute. Oh, whatever. All right, continuing in. Alright, we'll pull into this parking spot over here. Alright, that's good enough. We'll park here and shut down in a second, but I hope you enjoyed the flight with me here in the Citation 10. Hope you learned some neat stuff, and let me know how you like it. And what you want to see in the future. Please subscribe and comment, and we'll see you real soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.